Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Little Nightmares free Platinum Trophy walkthrough, and this is level 4 called the Institute. And this is the final level of the game. And the first thing you want to do as this level starts is move over here to the right. Here you will see a little ghost child that starts to fade away when you get close to it. In this level there are a total of 6 of those ghosts, and there is a trophy relating to finding all 6 of them, and there are also 5 dolls that we will pick up throughout this level. And this level, much like the first one, there is a boss that we will have, I think it's a total of 4 interactions with. And there is a trophy called hand-eye coordination for never dying in those interactions. So if you at any point throughout this level die when you are being chased by the boss, you are gonna have to reset the level from the beginning if you want that trophy. But the chases aren't very hard, by the way. In this room there is the first doll in this level. The chases aren't very hard, as long as you just pause your game and watch this video. And when we get into the next corridor in this level, there are actually a few enemies. They decided to switch it up a bit here at the end. And that is also one of the perks as playing as low, because we're gonna use our bow. Because up there on the back wall, you see I'm shining my flashlight on it, there is a big plant. And when you get close, it will open up. And if you get even closer, it will shoot out a tentacle and grab you. But since we got it to open up, you can just shoot your bow into the plant and the plant will die and you can continue onwards. Also, in the next room there will be another plant. We have to get across this chasm. So if you're playing as low, run over here. You see the plant over there on the left wall. Bring out your bow and wait, because when Alone starts making her way across the gap, the plant will open up. And as soon as you see it open up, just fire your bow and the plant will die and you can follow Alone across this gap. Just make sure you don't let go of R2 as you're climbing across. So you don't fall into the abyss, because that would be very sad. And at the end of this hallway, we are gonna find ghost number 2. It will be hiding here in the corner. You don't see it until you get quite close to it. So just walk up to it and you see it fades away. And then we can continue onwards. And the thing is with those ghosts, something that I find is quite odd and very annoying is that they do not respawn in between playthroughs. By the way, in this room, make sure to start crouching as soon as you get in. Move over to just around here, bring out your bow. Shoot at that bottle, put your bow away, start crouching again and head for the exit. He will come quite close to catching you, but he will not get all the way. That is supposed to be a close call going through. But going back to the ghosts, the only way to reset all the ghosts, I realized, is to delete your save files. Which caused me some grief, because I started recording this game. I didn't know about that. I had no idea that that's the way it worked. So when I got to this level, and I thought I had finished the recording almost. By the way, here is ghost number 3. I realized that in this level there weren't as many ghosts as there was supposed to be. First of all, I thought there were only 5 ghosts in this level. I later found out that there were 6 of them. So I picked up the like 2 that I thought I had missed on my first playthrough. And then I reset the game, or I deleted all my save files and replayed it once again, finding all 5 ghosts and realized, no, there is a 6th one. So I deleted my save files once again and recorded getting the last one. But you will also not see the trophy pop in this video, just so you're aware. But this level, the first time I played through it, I spent a lot of time in this level because the layout of this place is very confusing on your first time through. All the corridors look pretty much the same. It's very easy to get disoriented. And they also introduce a new mechanic here, a little puzzle thing that we will use for a bit of this level. And we'll find that thing in this room. Just gonna wait for Alone to join us. And if you have played Dishonored 2 and remember the timepiece from that game, where it was like a solar fan that you could use to see back into the past, this doll, looking very similar to Alone, works just like, or not exactly like, but a bit like the timepiece. Holding or staying close to this doll will put you back in the past. And we are going to use that to traverse certain parts of the Institute. Important thing to know when you are using this doll is that Alone is supposed to track you and stay within the aura of the past, so to speak. First thing we want to do after we have gotten it out here is move up close to the screen and go into the room on the right, because in the past there is a doll sitting on the ground like so make sure to go in and grab that. And also when you are in the past, some of the doors are closed, so you have to be a bit smart with how you interact with the doll, so to speak. But either way, when you're running and Alone is following you, make sure, I like to stop for a second, make sure that she catches up. Because sometimes it happened to me once that she didn't start running and we were in a room where in the present there was no floor. So we got a little bit too far apart and Alone ended up outside the time aura. You will see that in this room. Like, this floor does not in all actuality exist. It only exists in the past. But she is quite good at tracking you, just so you know. But just for safety's sake, make sure to like do a quick stop to make sure that she catches up. And so you don't have to reset any checkpoints. Like you saw right there, she started falling behind. And I think the time doll, I almost said timepiece, is quite an interesting mechanic to throw in. Because it allows you to have a little bit of fun with this level and do a few things. But I have a few mixed feelings about it. By the way, when you get back out here into this corridor, drop the doll on the ground because we need to be in the present for Alone to throw through the fuse, because that door will be whole in the past. But we will pick up the doll later on again. But before we do that, we need to do a few other things to progress the game. Now that we have the fuse, we are gonna go over here instead, because we need to open the doors in the corridor where we left the doll. And the only way to do so is to go around the long way and reach that corridor from the other side so we can pull the lever to open them. And when you open this door, make sure to bring this cart with you into the next room. We are going to use that to pick up doll number, or is it doll number 3, I think? Because that is up on the soda machine alongside the back wall. So just pull the cart with you. Getting through that door can sometimes be a little finicky if you get the cart at an odd angle. The game can troll you. But either way, here we have doll number 3. So we just grab that and then we can continue. And I think this level is quite fun now that I know the layout. I got a bit frustrated with it the first time. By the way, here is the first chase. Make sure as soon as you get that board off, when you get into the next room, hide behind or beneath the disc. And we're just gonna camp out here for a little while that arm moves around this room. Because the arm will rest down on the floor, and that is your cue that you can start crouching out. Do not walk normally. Stay crouched until you get onto this carpet. If you stand up and walk or run, the hand will hear it and it will grab you. But now that we have opened that door, we can continue running. So here, first we stay to the right, then we're gonna move over to the left because the floor is missing. And when we go into the next room, Alone will bash a hole in the floor so we can get safely away from that groping arm. Just make sure when you step on this glass pane that you don't get in Alone's path. Like, don't stand in front of her, because that will block her from swinging her wrench. And after you drop down, the arm will look around for a little while. Reminds me of the movie Pan's Labyrinth by Guillermo del Toro. If you have seen that movie, there is a monster looking like it's on vacation from Silent Hill, and it has eyes inside its hands. And that monster is part of one of the most tense scenes in that entire movie. I really like that movie overall, but that scene with the Silent Hill monster, anyone who has seen the movie knows exactly what I mean. That is awesome. And over here, we will find our next ghost. The thing with this ghost is I think I'm blocking it. I think it's hiding. You can't see it fading away in this video, but just stand over there in the corner where I did. I think I ended up standing in front of it. So that's why you don't see it. And when we get up this staircase, you're gonna see exactly what those plants can do, because we are gonna use one of those plants to get a key. Because in this next room there is a lady ravaging through a cupboard, and we want to get her attention so she can trigger the plant for us. You see her over there, and the plant is hiding behind this cabinet. Just shoot the bottle and the plant will take care of the lady, and we can grab her key. You can see that plant is vicious. It snapped her neck like nothing. And if you're playing this as alone instead of low, you can go up to that vending machine and pull the lever and a can will pop out. You can use that to throw that in there, since you don't have a bow and arrow, to get the lady's attention. But now we are back on the floor where we left the doll, and now we have pulled the lever. So you see that door in the background opens, and also this door over here. So we're gonna go back, grab the time doll once again, and we can continue onwards. And this is the point I was talking about. You saw me like stop for a second, make sure that Alone catches up. Because this is where it happened to me. You will see us run over this non-existent floor. And for some reason she stopped for a second and fell to her death. Which was very sad. But here we just go straight through. And in the next room, this is a little bit finicky. Because you want to put this doll down, like in the middle of this carpet. Because you want to make sure that the floor is more or less complete over to the right, but that the door doesn't exist. And I have a little bit of problems getting it properly. If you get a slight edge, just jump across it. Alone will do the same thing. And make sure to start crouching before you go in here, the next room. This is a little bit of a reminder of Little Nightmares 2. Remember the mannequin room in the hospital? But this one is much simpler. All you need to do here is crouch and don't bump into any of these people. As long as you stay crouched and away from their personal space, they will not notice you. And when we get into this room, we just jump down the laundry chute and we're safe once again. And now I think it is time for interaction number 2 with the boss. No, not quite yet. Sorry. I got a little bit ahead of myself. Right, first we need to get through this wilderness area. And this is quite interesting. This is also a piece of evidence that we are inside Lowe's nightmares. By the way, when you get up to this edge, we need to wait for a little while so that arm comes out and pulls the broken wall together. Because that will trigger a mattress down in the water to come up and float up in between these two edges, so we can use that as a platform. And also, when you want to get onto the mattress, make sure you jump off the edge. Do not run off. Do not ask me how I know this. I took a very embarrassing death there on my first playthrough because I was like, okay, I'll just run down and said plumps. And Lo doesn't swim, just so we know, because I found that out. And this is something I think could have been done a little bit better. I think they could have put in like a bungee effect or something in between the two characters. That was something I was thinking about when I sat down to start editing these videos. Like, should I trim out the waiting parts for the other character? Here is the room I thought we were in. This is chase number 2 out of 4. When you get into this room, you go into a cutscene. Lo will bring out his bow himself, but you have to shoot it. So I like to just sit there and tap the R2 button while you're in that cutscene, because that will make Lo fire his bow as quick as possible. And as soon as he fires and it hits the hand, both the hands and whatever it is, manager will retreat. Sorry, I don't know the official name of the boss of this level. Maybe there is something I should have looked up. But this part right here, this is classic Little Nightmares, where perspective can trip you up. I remember when me and my friend Jay played through this level together, I told him when we are in this room, when we are moving back and forth, make sure to hold your control stick straight to the side. It looks, you may want to pull it slightly at an angle, but then you will jump straight down into the abyss. So make sure to hold the stick straight to the right and then to the left and then to the right once again. And here we picked up, what was that? The fourth doll, I think. And when we pull this lever, we're gonna have to hang around here for a little bit, and Alone will run into the next room. And then we just go up here and wait, because Alone will open a path for us. And in this next room here, we will actually find a ghost that I missed on my first playthroughs. Because there is a ghost sitting over here on this bench. So make sure you go up to him. As I said, I first thought there were only 5 ghosts. I did not know that there were actually 6 of them. And it caused me a lot of grief. A lot of grief and a lot of recording. But either way, I still think the game is fun. So I've had fun on all my playthroughs of it, I have to say. And in this room, we want to go up here and grab this key. And we are going to go into the next room and pick up the 5th and final doll. When you pick this up, you will get the trophy for getting all the dolls in the Institute. And I can't remember what it's called. And if you have picked up all the dolls throughout the game, you'll also get a trophy called Loose Threads. And the key we picked up, we are going to use on this door over to the left. And in here, we're going to find the 6th and final ghost sitting on the floor over here by the bed. And I think that trophy is called like The Kids Aren't Alright or something. Also a song by The Offspring, which I think most of you probably have heard it. I actually big fan of old The Offspring, like the first 3 albums. The self-titled one, Ignition and Smash. I think they are great albums. Then, in my opinion, they started to slip. Ixnay on the Hombre was overall a really great album. I thought Americana had some great songs as well. Also had some shit songs, if you ask me. And after that, I just let go of them. But now we are going into the 3rd chase. And here I have trimmed out most of a cutscene. You will see the very end of the cutscene. Because when we go into this door, Low and Alone take hands, and here we see the boss once again. As soon as you gain control, start running to the right. And the good thing about these chase sequences is that your AI companion runs a little bit quicker than you do. So you can like use them to see where you're supposed to head next. And if you feel that you're starting to fall behind, jump. Because when you jump, you actually move a little faster. Do not try to spam jump, because I think if you jump too many times in a row, he will actually trip and fall over. So, and then you can get caught by the boss. But when you have gotten out there, that is no, that is not the end of the interaction. Sorry, my bad. Alone will bang that gong, which will scare the boss off once again, and the chase continues. And here we actually end up at the forefront of this chase. And when you get into this room, you're safe once again. That was your 3rd interaction with the boss. All that remains now is the final boss fight in this room. And this is quite easy as long as you know what to do and you're being careful. Because they will try to escape. Alone is hesitant, and the boss does not want to let us go. So what we are gonna do is we're gonna shoot the hands and then the face. But before we can do that, the boss is gonna start tearing stuff up. So the first thing you want to do is run towards the screen, then move over to the left. Don't stand too close to the screen, because you saw that TV came tumbling over, and I'm gonna throw my friend under the bus. When we got to this boss fight on our first attempt, he got clocked by the TV. So we had to reset the fight. So don't stay too close to the screen. After Alone has hit the gong, you can shoot the left hand, and then stuff will fall over. And then move over to the right, because some things will come tumbling down. You will see where things are falling down because of where light comes in. Then over to the left, and then we move over to the right once again. As far to the right as possible. Then bring out your bow, shoot down that cabinet, and Alone will jump up here and smack the second gong. Then bring out your bow if you have put it away and shoot the hand, or the second hand. And now the boss's head will come in. And all you have to do now is wait for a few seconds while Alone goes up and breaks the glass of its eyeglasses. And then you can just shoot the boss in the eye, and you have just beaten Little Nightmares free. Almost. All that remains now, since you see the boss is dead, all that remains to do now, somewhere around here you will get the trophy hand-eye coordination if you manage to beat this level without succumbing to the boss a single time. But all that remains, I'm gonna try to finish this sentence, is to move here to the back and interact with this mirror and Alone. And then you can start preparing for your second playthrough of the game. And after you have followed this guide, all the collectibles should be done. Hopefully you have managed to get through level 1 and 4 without getting clocked. So you have both hand-eye coordination and peekaboo. And all you need to do really is blitz through the entire game on your second playthrough. And the platinum trophy will be yours as soon as you have played through this level with a friend as well. So I want to thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this guide. I hope it has helped you, and I hope we'll meet again. So as always, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next project. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.